what you gonna do to feed your family? I just skipped a couple meals, make sure my nephew eat. And my brother ain't there, too caught up in the streets. So I play my role right until death to me. I swear before I die, make you remember me. Gotta make a way for myself and for my family. If my day was not thorough, they get cut from me. I can have that negativity surround by me. You wasn't there when I got in too deep. So why you got your hand out front of me like you about to eat? Put these diamonds on my wrist so my jaw freeze me. Add the ice around my youngie.
Wow.
I know, right? Oh my goodness.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to As the Culture Turns. It's your boy Jermir with the journalism. You know, I'm not a journalist, but I got that journalism. Before we get into everything, I want y'all to subscribe to that YouTube channel and make sure that y'all tune into this episode. Now, real day ones know who right here is with me, okay? But for those who don't know, I'm gonna have them introduce themselves. So I'm gonna start with the lady first. Can everyone know who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
So my name is Chanel. I have my ad right here. That's my Chanel J. What do I do? So I'm a school counselor. I'm from Chester, Pennsylvania, but right now I'm relocated to Maryland. So I guess I've been we started this in 2019. So, you know, been down with Jermir though since elementary, middle school or something like that. Yeah. And John also elementary school. So yes.
There we go. How about you, bro?
Yeah, well, y'all know it's John Lebron, owner of LeBron Construction LLC, father and husband, just living life, taking one day at a time, big Eagle fan that y'all know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be back on this episode with my family as well. I knew Jermir for a long time, good person. Chanel, same thing, long time, good person. So can't say nothing bad about good people.
Yeah.
There we go. And listen, this right here is a very special episode for me. Is because number one, these are the people who I started with, as y'all seen in the intro. Y'all saw the photo shoots and the videos and the after episode photos we took and everything. And I wanted to get these two together so that we can kind of review what we did in the past, especially for some of you who didn't see it, so that we can review that. But before we get into that, we had some major life updates that I want to get into. And I'm going to start with you, Chanel. So I am going to play this clip. Me and John are going to watch. And as soon as it's done, I just want you to take us there and bring us there. Okay? So
okay.
Your clip is right here. Let's get into it.
To my love, first off, you look amazing. You look so good, boo. Thank you for not leaving Harper's Garden when I was disrespectfully late to our first date on August 19th, 2021. Since that day, our relationship has blossomed to something that I did not think was possible for me. You became the center of my world.
This ring,
as a sign of my love and faithfulness,
with all that I am
and all that I have,
I honor you.
With this ring, I marry you.
Just like these grains of sand can never be separated into the individual containers, so will your marriage be, the bonding of two individual personalities forming one heart and forming one love. We have heard you make promises of faithful love, and in our presence you have exchanged symbols which make your covenant visible. So we now recognize you as husband and wife. You may kiss your lovely bride. I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Rory.
Miss Rory.
Destination wedding.
Yes. Oh
That
my
was beautiful.
goodness. I love watching that video. Oh my goodness.
So take us there. Into that special day.
Okay.
The husband just the floor is yours.
Well, so we had a destination wedding. We got married in Mexico. We decided to, like, when we got engaged, we were like, okay, what are we gonna do? We just started just thinking of something that would be really kind of us, but at the same time, intimate and capture what we want to capture. And so when we decided to have a destination wedding, I think I was just like, I just couldn't believe that, we were able to do this. But our family and friends came together, like they knew each other for like 20 years. I think we were there for 4 days or whatever, 3 to 4 days. I don't remember, but we were there for a good amount of time. And the wedding went off without a hitch. I feel like I wanted it to be exactly the way it was: intimate, fun, a memorable time. Some things we don't remember because it just was that much fun. But yeah, I mean, I just can't explain it. It was probably like the best time ever. It was probably the best vacation I've ever been on, because I had, my family, I had my husband and his family, I had our friends. It was just the best. I can't even put it all into words, but it was the best. Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations, Elliot.
Thank you. I love that video. Like, it just really captures everything.
And it was like shot so well, and obviously it was way more to it. And you're hating it and want to be at the whole thing, so I had to chop it up a little bit.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I want to ask you this though. How long have y'all been married now?
So it's been like 7 months. Yeah. So when we got married in February, so I think we're going on 7 months now.
All right. And then last question before I get to John, what made y'all want to decide to do like a destination wedding as opposed to, a local wedding?
Traditional. Well, for me, I'm like, as social as I am, I really don't like big parties for myself. Like, I would go to somebody else's big party and big wedding and stuff like that. But I'm not a person that wants to have a 200 people party. My husband, on the other hand, he wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. So I think he would have been fine with a 200 people wedding, but and we ended up saving by doing the destination wedding, and we got like 2 for 1 out of it. So, and it was something different. Like, we have been to since we started dating, we've been to like almost 10 to 12 weddings, and they're all pretty traditional. No shade to nobody's wedding or anything, because we loved every single one, but we just wanted to do something that was really us, and that was us. We had a ball.
Yeah, y'all both look awesome.
Yeah,
both look awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that, guys.
They both look awesome. And then I gotta ask this before I get over to John. In regard to like the wedding planning process, like picking the dress, and different things like that. Who gonna be the bridesmaid and stuff like that? Like, how did that go?
So, I'm a really easygoing person. Like, I'm not a bridezilla at all. I think that I had a friend who got married, and I was like, girl, where'd you get your dress from? She sent me the boutique she went to. So I went there. We tried on a few dresses. I actually invited my mom, my sister, my cousin, my best friend, and another good friend. I don't think she was able to make it. But those ended up being my bridesmaids outside of my mom. But I didn't tell them at the time until, when did I tell them? I had ordered some stuff that I wanted to like do the proposal with. So I hadn't done it at that point, but I did end up, when I was traveling back and forth between Maryland and Pennsylvania, like every 2 weeks leading up to the wedding. So I just traveled back and forth. I was dropping stuff off to them. And so they ended up being my bridesmaids, and I ended up going and getting their dresses. So that was one of the things I did for them, is I bought their dresses and stuff like that. And we, made sure we got their makeup done so that we could just have a good time. And it was like a no-brainer to me who the bridesmaids would be, because obviously I have a sister, I have a lifelong best friend, and my cousin is like my sister, and then my really good friend. We really just grew close since like 2017 or so, and so it was like a no-brainer. And they know me so well. They just said I was an easy bride. They're like, how do you want our hair? I'm like, I don't care. We're going on vacation. Get it done. No, you want me to wear, girl? I don't care. Just put some.
I know that's right.
Dress let's go. That's literally how I was. And it was like, I cannot deal with you, because you know, most brides, they're like, they want their hair a certain way. They want this. I just come. Okay, That's literally how it was. Yeah.
There we go. Well, listen here, congratulations on that again, and wish many more years. And then I know y'all probably have an anniversary coming up soon. So
yeah, thank you.
On that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get over to our bro John Lebron. All right, so I got a clip of you, and we're gonna watch it, and I want you to explain it once it finishes well.
Uh-oh. Go Birds! Wow.
So we know John is the parent of the group, so I wanted to kind of capture you in that father role, and seeing the videos that I see online where you take them to like wrestling, where as a kid I always wanted to go, Eagles games, and you're like now a football dad. So like break all that down for us. Like, how has that been going?
Oh man, beautiful. It's a beautiful experience, just having the opportunity to just invest back in them, their memories, their stuff they like to do, because sometimes, we get caught up in just our day-to-day lives, just always working and doing this and that, and just, being a husband, being a father. But sometimes you got to fall back and kind of do, make fun with them. So, my son actually got into wrestling this year. Early last year. So something came about him that he started watching wrestling. Growing up, I was a big wrestling fan. I was The Rock, Stone Cold, DX, all them bulls. So I was a big wrestling fan. So, for him to kind of gravitate back to wrestling, he brought me back into wrestling. I'm like, hold up, let me start watching it with you. Then here come Malia. She just like us. She hangs with us all day long. So everything that we do, she doing with us, and she extra just like John. So, when they was coming to Philly, he said, he said, Dad, they're coming. I said, okay, well, let me look at the tickets, grab the tickets, and then, we was there, and the whole night, Malia didn't sit down at all. She was doing the Jey Uso, the yeet thing all night long. I had to tell her, yo, sit your butt down for a little bit, just chill. And she was wired the whole time. And then, she plays soccer too. So she's involved in like sports and activities and stuff like that. And John, he's just his second year playing full football. And just seeing him out there, gets me a little emotional. Just to see, him just, grow and blossom to the kid that, the young man that he's becoming it's a great feeling. So it's a wonderful feeling. I have fun being a dad. I'm a big kid too. I'm silly. I like to make jokes. I do dumb stuff with them. So it's like, normal to me.
Yeah. This is beautiful, John.
Yeah,
it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And the beautiful thing about the whole situation is, number one, you definitely seem like you're a fun dad, but I can tell you're like genuinely excited to be around your children,
Yeah.
and when you are showing up to like their sporting events and everything, and how important that is in the kid's life. Like, how does that feel to like actually be a part of the things that they're pursuing, even if it ain't something that they pursue all the way through, but in the moment, like, how does that feel?
The best feeling in the world, knowing they have support, structure, a foundation to actually grow from. Like you said, they may not want to do this when they get older, but right now, whatever they want to do, I'm gonna invest in them and just be all in with them. So it's the best feeling in the world. It is. Even like sometimes when you get off practice late, and he start talking about football, and sometimes I'm gonna keep it. I don't even want to hear it, so I'm like, all right, let me force myself to hear it. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I would never switch it up or any other kind of way. I'll take it the way it is.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, there we go. And as I got into both of y'all's, I'm gonna just play a clip of a little bit of what I've been up to. Let me say that real quick, and then I will.
Yeah, so tell us what you've been up to.
We're stirring the pot up.
Give me some of that champagne.
Oh man!
Now I want to say before I get to this next question, these tacos is definitely fire.
My man.
Make sure you get some of these dual tacos, these nachos. You feel me? I'm trying to. Thank you. I'm gonna need you to definitely take a hit of that champagne before I ask you this next question.
Yeah. I need to lighten it.
Yeah. You. There we go. Cheers. There we go.
City.
Mother Chester. You feel me? So as you taking that drink, I want to ask you your thoughts on. You did touch on the ballot situation. So let's talk about the ballot situation. Like, what exactly happened? Like, are you able to go deeper into detail about what happened? Who it was that actually removed you from the ballot? Like, can we get into that?
We can't get to it,
As you taking that drink, I want to ask you your thoughts on specific people within our local city government. Okay, I want to get into the Mother Chester video. Okay, so that right there, for people who saw it or didn't see it. So,
how many that came through? Let them do whatever. Yeah, you took care of your team. They ain't nothing special. You forgot the bigger picture. Worry about the medals. Y'all just said what y'all gonna do, what we waiting on. Just to take care of their pockets, then they skating on us.
All right, the Mother Chester video stirred a lot of conversation. So before we get into everything, I want to know, what was the story behind Mother Chester? You said, we done stood by and watched our city die a slow death for a long time. We, the resuscitators, we the one breathing new life into this.
Nice. Before I get into like the Jermir with the journalism stuff, so that clip right there was the well, let me start with that because it'll lead into that. So obviously with us doing Ask the Culture Turns and everything, I do know, and I'm saying this like honestly, I knew that I could never really recreate Ask the Culture Turns as it was, So that's why with like my new solo endeavors and everything, I never tried to call it Ask the Culture Turns, but more so presented by Ask the Culture Turns, So in pursuit of everything, I started this thing called Jermir with the journalism. We'll definitely get into that. That's where I'm stirring the pot, like y'all said. And I'm, holding people accountable and making sure that we get the transparency that we need as a community, But in the midst of all of that, I wanted to start a show called I'm Not a Journalist, But. And that right there was the pilot episode that I did with Roland Taylor. And that's a play on the words of, people kind of, trying to tell me like how I should be moving as a journalist and everything. The journalist should be doing this and shouldn't be saying this and X, Y, Z. I honestly even had someone tell me that as a journalist, no one should never see me with a drink in my hand. So I'm like, wait, thank y'all. I can't even get your opinions on that. So in regard to doing, I'm not a journalist, but I had people, pretty much telling me how I should be moving. And this right here is saying like, hey, technically I'm not a journalist, but you feel me? And when I say the but, I don't have to be a journalist to kind of move like a journalist,
right.
So those are like kind of getting to like the one-on-one conversations and pretty much what I'm doing with Jermir with the journalism, but more so with people who want to come on and like tell that story and who has been done wrong by, people who be trying to gatekeep things, So doing that and that particular interview kind of got like a lot of good feedback because when I interviewed Roland, I was like, listen, we do this, it got to be like raw, uncensored, like uncut, and we got to really like talk about it,
Yeah.
And, no, thank you. And in regard to that, what I liked about that was the fact that when we did that, so many more people reached out to me, you know, and I'm giving them the same rules. Listen, we gotta talk about it, you know. As many things that I raised on Jermir with the journalism, like, you know, the school board. I got people who want to come on that's running for that. Other people that may want to run for local government, and, you know, other community leaders, you know. So for that interview series right there, I can't wait to see what that becomes, even though that was the first episode. And can I say this? I am what I enjoyed about that was that Roland had actually kind of like funded and sponsored that whole thing, you know. And I can say that may be a permanent home for where I'm not a journalist but going to be at, you know. But I'll give more details as that goes on for sure, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But I do want to give you flowers now, Jermir, because a lot of times us men don't give another man flowers, you know. And knowing you from high school, you know, you always been a good dude, a fair dude. You never was like somebody that was trying to do somebody wrong, you know. And you always was a fair person. And you know, I knew you for a long time, and even when you reached out to us, you know, to join the As a Coach Returns, your growth and your development and your craftsmanship to this, your commitment is got you this far, you know. So I do want to give you flowers and tell you congratulations on all the great positive things you are doing. So yeah, I just want to give you flowers right now, bro. You know, you deserve it, bro.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that, bro. I really do. Thank you so much. And it was really good because I got this picture right here really quickly. It was really good to reconnect with you at yeah. Situation. You feel me? Someone had kind of snapped a picture of us talking. And I can honestly say, even though we had like a great time at the class reunion, that was really a highlight of the class reunion. Like reuniting with you. And honestly, it's like when we started talking, we was mingling with other people, and I really ain't see no one else. Because I'm like, yo, I ain't seen my brother in a couple years. You feel me?
Yeah, it's been a while.
What would have obviously made it more complete is if Chanel was there. But Chanel has been at other reunions that we didn't attend, so we're not gonna hold that against her. You feel me?
Absolutely.
But it was definitely good, like seeing you, and I was just like, wow, it felt like old times. You feel me? You know how sometimes if you don't see people for a while, and even though we didn't physically see each other, I feel like I see y'all because social media, and we always keep in contact, whether you sending me, motivational messages or different things like that. So it was really good to see you on that day and everything. And thank you for that. And again, the way you gave my flowers, I have to give y'all flowers because again, starting this with the both of you gave me that courage to even get to where I'm at now, and I'm pretty sure even if I didn't start it with y'all, I probably would have found it another way, but I really want to credit y'all for giving me that confidence and everything, because we're going to get into like some clips and everything of the development and our beginning stages to where we at and everything, so again, I can say I don't feel like none of this at this moment could be possible if I didn't have that have y'all join something that y'all didn't even know what it was going to be. You feel me? And I remember reaching out to other people before you all and everything worked the way it's supposed to work out, because obviously I feel like those people, and in hindsight, they really wasn't right for the podcast, So when I stumbled upon you two and everything and I thought about it, I'm like, wow. And then when I reached out to y'all and y'all both said yes, I was like, okay, now I really got to be committed to it, because I was one of those people where, as much as I wanted to do it, I felt like I was scared to, pursue it because it felt like a dream that could never come to fruition, And obviously, me reaching out to y'all and us getting to where we at now, it lets me it shows me that it is possible, and I feel it, and I feel like I'm getting very, very, very close to it, So I definitely got to give y'all flowers as well, and thank the both of y'all as well.
No problem, bro. No problem. We did it together.
Did.
Exactly.
And we had a good run. I really, truly appreciate the times that we had. And every time I go back and look at those pictures, I'm like, wow, we had a ball. We had fun.
We did. We was cooking. We was cooking.
Exactly. We definitely was cooking. And if y'all really realize and look back at it, like a lot of our lives was really like documented. Like when I get into some of these clips, when we say like the age we was, you're gonna be like, yo, that was what? You feel me? So like a lot of this has been documented and everything up until everything we're doing now. So that's the beauty of it. Wow. Our inception was caught on camera, and it documented through the duration of the time that we did it, So I definitely want to get to them clips real quick
and the fact that I love it because it was.
Go, bro.
Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad. What I love the most about everything, it was real and it was raw. Nothing was really scripted. It wasn't scripted. It was real and raw. And that was the best thing about our podcast. Like, and we respected each other's opinions.
Exactly.
You know, and that was the best. That was the best part about it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I remember. I did an episode with Chanel known for the reunion episode, and I said, listen, me, John, and Chanel, we loved each other. When I had like the other iteration, it was like going to war every day. And I was like, what the hell is this supposed to be? You know, it was like going to war. So the genuinity that we had for each other, even if we disagreed, I don't think people could really tell because we didn't do it in like such a shouting way, but more so of well, this is my opinion, you know. So that was the beauty of this right here. That's why I always say this could not be recreated because this is the original. Okay. Yeah. We want to get into this clip of our very first episode and everything. I want us to, reflect and respond. So let's get into that.
As the culture turns, this is our first episode. My name is Jermir.
My name is Chanel.
My name is Chanel.
My name is John Lebron.
All right, and this is our first episode. So I really wanted to explain the purpose of this podcast. Again, it's called As the Culture Turns, and the purpose is really to inspire the youth and to just, be able to have those uncomfortable conversations. A little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Chanel. I'm also 26 years old. Also from Chester. I know John and Jermir from coming up in elementary and high school. So I knew John from Columbus. So we go all the way back from Columbus days. And we reconnected in high school and became really good friends. And then I met Jermir when I went to Village Charter in 6th grade. So, shout out to Columbus and Village. So over the years, like, I've always known these guys. Culture, when it comes to coming together, when it comes to our mental health, like, we changing how we look at stuff.
And we also gotta stop being in competition with each other. I really feel like if we literally just try to team up and support the other one, we can be so much better as a people.
I agree.
That's good. All right, and John.
All right, everybody. My name is John Lebron. 27 years old, Chester, PA. Stand up. We're here to make a difference. Change the youth mind more than anything. That's more important for me to validate that and speak about that. But to get a little bit about myself, I'm an owner of LeBron Construction LLC, which is a residential commercial improvement project company and road. But I want to thank Jermir Caldwell, my man.
Thank you, bro.
For giving me the opportunity
to
speak on this podcast, because when he brought this to me, I was telling my wife one time, I said, man, I always want to do a podcast. And I'm like, that was an idea.
Yes.
Then when you brought that idea to me, I was like, yo, this gotta be God, because it's crazy how the platform just came along.
Yes.
And like, you created everything, you had your own ideas, and you had a perspective. Wow, god damn. Yo, my hairline was here. Look at it now, y'all.
You got kids.
Oh
my god. Wow.
I want to start with you real quick, Chanel. I want to ask you, number one, what is your reaction after seeing that clip? And what do you remember about that day?
It's so funny looking at that clip because I don't really remember anything from the first episode because I feel like we were just so nervous about being on live. I don't remember anything. I remember us like, oh my God, what we gonna do? We gonna say, Jermir, like, don't worry, I got a script. I got this. And we was like, we got enough for an hour. And he was like, I don't know, but we gonna stretch it. That's literally all I remember. I do not remember anything from that day at all, like from that episode. Like, there are episodes that I remember a lot of the stuff that we talked about, but I don't remember anything. But we survived.
We made it.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Wow.
That is funny. And then how about you, John? That clip, and then what do you remember about
the main thing I remember is when all of us was talking, all three of us said that we had to we want to motivate people. All three of us had the same purpose, speak positivity, give people purpose. And also we always providing, motivational stuff to the youth as well. So that was the best thing about it. The first day when we did the podcast over CNP, Man, I had the jitters. My hands were sweating. I'm looking at Chanel. I'm looking at Jermir. I'm like, oh god damn. I don't even want to say I'm nervous, but I'm nervous out this joint. But we did it. We did it. You know, having you guys next to me calm me down after like maybe 10, 15 minutes. I was like, all right, we good. We good. I know I'm talking to my close friends, people that I know. I could just chill now. So that was the best part about it, man. God damn, that's a throwback.
Right? Yeah.
That is a throwback, right? I'm like, Chanel, it's like after going back to watching the video, I'm like, okay, I kind of remember now, but in hindsight, I really didn't remember much because, like Chanel said, and both of y'all said, I was nervous as hell too. And it's just because John, to me, and then that's our perception. To me, I didn't feel like you was nervous, you know. That's how we can tell that everybody's perception is different. But I was definitely nervous. I'm over here like, oh my god! Like once they stop talking, I gotta fill in the blank spaces, you know.
Yeah, man, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and I remember when we had that conversation with Pierre, and it's like we can't do 30 minutes or we can't pre-record. He like, nah, we gotta go live. We like live. What? Hey, hold on. But like I said in like the interview I did with him and everything, I'm kind of happy we did do live because then it helped us like keep it going. We wasn't going to be like, oh, hey, can you stop and can we shoot over? I feel like we had to really accept like the flaws and all. Whether we said things like or even in the beginning, like y'all saw where I introduced myself, and then y'all was like, oh, wait, who go? Like all that was natural and organic and everything. And again, I think we picked up on it and everything, you know. Because I wound up watching the whole episode. I was kind of cringing at myself a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, you know. Like,
Jermir, really.
But for the most part, I liked how we came in and we just wanted to try it, you feel me? And how that led to so many different things. And it's crazy because prior to watching that episode, I actually forgot that we started in that room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I forgot all about that room. I'm like, hold on, we did start in that room. And then I think everything else was in the other studio for sure, you know?
Yep.
But that right there was really crazy for sure.
Yeah, man. We all was nervous. We met outside in front of the door and we all walked in together and everything. I was like, wow, we here.
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah.
We made it happen.
I also gotta say that we was like early on the podcast wave too. Like, come on, we were very, very early on the podcast wave. You know, now everybody got podcasts, but like, you know, we were kind of like in the beginning. We were leading the charge.
Yeah, we were like trailblazing.
Yeah. Yes, we were.
If you want to talk about it,
if you want to put that out there, we were trailblazing.
Yeah, we were.
We were, and I like how through like that episode, and then I obviously had to fast forward. So this next one, because we had a multitude of conversations. Some of them was, you know, very hard and heartful conversations. Yeah. And for this particular conversation, me and John was there. Chanel didn't really make this conversation, so let's review this clip. And John, I want to hear from you first.
Yeah, because obviously I'm pretty sure you're still grieving and you're in, you know, the grieving stages, but what are some coping mechanisms that you're doing to, you know, get by and try to stay as sane as possible?
It's just so messed up what happened to him. He didn't even have a chance. I just wish it was me, not him. You wanted to kill somebody, you should have killed me, not Nikes.
Sorry. How about you, Mr. Casey?
I know he's with me, but I just don't have the physical body. But coping with this is hard. It's just hard. Mm-hmm. Going to the cemetery sometimes is good, but sometimes it just tears me up because I shouldn't be looking down on him.
I have a 5-year-old son myself. Just hearing your guys talk, you know, chokes me up. Because I can't imagine it. You know, and I salute y'all for carrying it and handling it the way y'all are.
Wow.
All right. So, what do you remember from that conversation, John? And just what are your thoughts on the clip?
The clip is sad because of the situation. That's number one. So rest in peace, Nikes. Shout out to KC. That's a good brother of mine. Me and him done work plenty of times together, and good dude, good person, very solid individual. I remember just thinking about like Jonathan. I thought about Lil John, and just I lost a lot of friends to gun violence in Chester. More than 10, more than 15, and a lot of people who I grew up with just start dying, and people who I play football with, kickball with, soft baseball, like being a kid, wiffle ball, just being on the in the alleyway, running around, just being normal, and then life changed so fast for everybody. So my close friends, I used to start thinking about everybody, all the funerals I went to, and I'm like, damn, like, yeah, I feel their pain because I went through it, and I still, and that was my biggest thing, like, when I moved out of Chester, Chester's always home, but it was just to get away from the trauma as well. And I lost one of my closest friends, Darnell Coley, and that was my childhood friend since Columbus. And when he passed away in January, and man, that hit home. That hit home. But just so many friends just losing to gun violence, and it's at this point, it's like, for what, man? We doing. Nobody's a winner in this. Nobody's a winner. No gang, no hoods. I don't care where you're from, east or west. It's not a winner in none of this. It's just we destroying ourselves. And it was sad. I felt their pain, and I just thought about my friends, and I just couldn't hold it, man. It sucks. Losing so many close friends to gun violence at a young age is insane. And that's why I try to, communicate with a lot of my little cousins. I try to hold things for the, inner city youth that I don't really speak about. I bring young kids to work with me in the summer. I go back to my neighborhood, and I know all the young kids back where I'm from, and they love me, talk to them, motivate them, do what I can. But it's sad, and, just young kids losing their lives earlier and earlier, it's sad.
Yeah. That was what he said. Yep. And Chanel, I still want to get your take on it as well. Even though you wasn't there, I'm sure you saw it, and I do remember in real time, like you were commenting and everything. So, what was your thoughts watching it?
First of all, that was a very tough episode. That I think that's probably one of the toughest episodes that you guys have done. So just watching that clip right there, I just felt that emotion again because, at the time I was working in the schools, and so a lot of the children were affected. And so I just remember how tough it was, kind of consoling these children and just also trying to keep myself, afloat, because even though I didn't know Nikes, obviously I see what these kids are going through and I just feel terrible. And so I see John as a parent trying to, empathize with these parents who have lost a child. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. That was a very impactful episode. And I'm really, really glad that you guys did it because that is clearly, one thing that you can kind of hold on to and see that you've impacted this community this way and let this family have a voice for what their child has gone through. And thankfully, he's got his justice, but I think it also sheds light on so many people who have not got justice from the gun violence in Chester, and not just in Chester, but just in general. So I thought that was a very impactful episode. I mean, if we're talking about turning the culture, that was one for the books.
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
Real talk.
Yeah. And I remember putting the episode together and even trying to suggesting it. I remember I had a lot of people around me telling me don't do it. Don't do it. People were trying to basically in ways justify the killing and try to say things such as well, you don't know what he was into or whatever. And I remember telling these were people that I really respected. And I remember telling them, listen, I don't care what he was into. He was 13 years old. He was still a kid. Everyone who was involved was an adult. And at the end of the day, it was something that I didn't think was necessary. So again, it's one of those God moments where I'm asking people, should I do it? But I know deep down I want to do the episode. You feel me? I'm just trying to gauge their mindset on okay, if they're going to be supportive in it, and even though a lot of the people in regard to it that didn't stop me, because at the end of the day, like you said, Chanel, and at the end of the show, it's as the culture turns, we have to have those conversations uncomfortable. And even throughout the episode, it's hell, I wanted to cry too, but I felt as the moderator, I had to keep it together. That's why he's saying that I'm over here rubbing my head. I'm like, how about you, Mr. Kyle? Like I was scared to even ask him because I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of prying a little bit, but like again, they agreed to come on to have the conversation to create the awareness and everything. And I even remember like further in that conversation how during that time they was getting pushed back by the local government when they wanted to name the park after him.
I remember that.
And they was trying to tell him like, you know, like was making it very difficult, and he wanted to pay for it out of his own pockets and everything to, you know, provide hope for the community, you know. So during that episode, it was definitely like one of the toughest episodes for sure. And it's something that I'm glad that we did do because at the end of the day, that conversation needed to be had. And he did get the justice that he got. And I'm pretty sure even though he got justice, I'm pretty sure that it never changed for, you know, Rosalind and Kyle for the simple fact that he's always, you know, I mean, for the fact that he's gone. But hindsight, I'm sure he's always there as well. You get what I'm saying? So that was definitely one of those episodes for sure. You know, so that's another one that we got through and we pulled through. So definitely happy about that for sure. I want to play this next clip, and I want to give Chanel a little time to shine because Chanel kind of got in her bag in this particular clip. So on this clip, Chanel, I want to ask and see if you said what you said, or if there's something you want to retract what you said.
For us to also go out and find out who these people are.
Exactly.
So like when they did Pie in the Face of a Leader, that was a good that was a good chance for you to go out and see like, oh, let's see who this person is. Even if you didn't get a chance to like actually like have a one-on-one conversation, you can see that this person is kind of friendly, they cool, they you know, they come out.
Get a vibe.
Yeah, you can get a vibe. Research for who this person is because they're going to represent us. Like even if it's not the Chester, it could be Delaware County, it could be Pennsylvania, and most importantly, the United States of America.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not enough for us to sit here and like, not saying your protest doesn't have a voice, but so it's just like putting an extra ingredient into that protest. It's just like putting something else into it. So like I said before, when we out here protesting and the people are not doing what we need them to do or what we're asking them to do, to be like, okay, you're not going to do it, I'm going to vote somebody in who is going to do it.
Exactly.
So this is the importance of your vote. I went out and I voted. I'll say I didn't even really know like half of the districts that I voted for. But listen, that person that I voted for, I'm going to sit here and support them. I need to say that, okay, that's my fault. I didn't do my civil duty.
Right.
Our ancestors fought for us to have this. We spoke about it earlier today on Making a Change group. They fought for our right to sit here and for us to throw it away. You know, we had to walk miles. We had to take tests to tell us that we were not competent enough to actually even sit here and vote.
Exactly.
Like, so you disrespecting the history by not voting, by saying it don't matter. Like, if it didn't matter, why would people die for it?
There we go.
I still stand on it.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, I want to ask you first. Do you remember that clip?
I do. Yes.
There we go.
I think that was when we were talking about the Kamala. Was that Kamala? Was that?
It probably was.
When we were talking about the local politicians, I feel like we talked about voting a couple different times.
Yeah, it was the local government.
Yeah,
and,
the local people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I still remember. I do remember my stance, and I still stand on that stance. Yes, I do, because you know people are still talking about it doesn't matter, and I'm just like, what? Like, it I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's disheartening and everything, and that's why I wanted to play that clip and everything because it is relevant in today's time. Because again, there are still people who are saying like it doesn't matter. See, this is why I don't vote now and everything. You know, even when it pertains to like the local stuff and everything that I've been doing recently, you know, there's people saying like, well, they're all going to be Chris. I said no. That's the problem is, and the reason why I wanted to start doing like Jermir with the journalism and everything because it's like so many things happening. People doing things and treating Chester just like it's nothing, and they doing that because they know that everyone is not engaged in the political process. So when you're not engaged in the political process, then they don't feel as though they have to be transparent with you. They don't feel like they have to communicate with you, and they feel like that they don't have to take accountability for things that they said in the past, and that we're supposed to just forget about it and act like it never happened. So, everything you said, I feel like I agree with it because it's still true to this day. You said that back in 2019, 2020, and that's still very much relevant in today's time. You feel me? It goes to show that aged very well.
Even more so, Jermir, with the local politicians, because I just feel like just in Chester, because I still care about Chester, even though I don't live there anymore, but I'm still very much invested. I just think that we're at a point, at a turning point, really, where the state of Chester is really, really at stake. To be completely honest, I think that we are at a point where we could completely lose, the identity of the city because people have been mishandling, the city for so long. And like you said, when we not paying attention, we worried about who was fighting who, what happened there, all this other stuff. And I feel like it's just like in the bigger scheme of politics. While we worried about the Diddy case, they over there passing laws, so in the same way, you worried about, 2 J's and what happened over there, and they over here, about to sell the city to somebody.
They about to sell 2 J's.
Yeah. So I just think that it's still the same. But I think even more so now with the state of America, I think that Chester is really, really at stake, and we have to do better with holding people accountable, doing our full research when we're voting for people, and not just because I know them from school or I know their mom or we go to the same church. Like these people, we need to be asking them, what are your, how the presidents have to have their, what's that called? Their policies. Yep. Yeah, we need to know, what are your policies? What are you going to do? Yeah. And I feel like that's not a part of I haven't seen that was part of anybody's campaign in Chester at all.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Long time. I remember growing up, being a kid, and Mayor Butler, Wendell
Butler. Mm-hmm.
He's the only mayor that I can remember growing up and walking around. I saw him maybe twice a week. Growing up, walking around, knocking on people, hey, how y'all doing? Cleaning up the neighborhoods. Of course he had police around him and stuff like that. He's the mayor. But I just remember him and, talking to the kids, buying kids water ice. And that's the only mayor I remember ever doing that. Like going out to the areas without election time. It ain't November. We in June. Mm-hmm. He's already elected. This the year after he's been elected. It's June outside. We all outside, sweaty and muggy out there, John. And he comes out, speaks to all the kids, speaks to the elders, when they just be on the porch and stuff like that. And that's what I think that's where today policies are going with. Politicians forgot how to actually care about the people. Mm-hmm. And it's not about the people anymore, it's about the people pocket. So the way we view things now and how things were done a little bit back in the day is different. But one thing I would like to touch on, and I'm gonna let you go, Jermir, is up and coming Black and brown politicians that's coming up. That's in our age, early 30s, late 30s, early 40s, have a different mindset, different perspective on a lot of things. And they are changing stuff. It's the mayor in Baltimore, Jermir, you saw that. The mayor in Baltimore, crime. Our police chief, crime is down. And what plays a role in everything is actually people just believing it. When you got people in place that care about the neighborhood, care about their city, care about, local government, things will change, but things have to be implemented first. You got to like a baby, you got to crawl before you walk. But when you got the right people in place, it can get, it can actually get done. And, like you said, Chanel, Chester's always home. I love Chester. I'm always in Chester, I love Chester. That's always my hometown. And, just to see certain stuff, it's changing a little bit. And then you see, how things are now and how things were back in the day. It's like, hold on, you can see the change in certain places, but you, like you said, Chanel, you still see where things was held back. So it's a toss up. It's a toss up.
Yeah,
it's definitely a toss up. And I want to ask y'all this before I get into it. What are your thoughts on people who say, well, if you don't live here, you shouldn't be talking about Chester? I'm gonna start with
Go ahead, Miss Queen.
Well, like I said, well, y'all know I said I don't live there, but I'm still very much invested because guess what? Our family and friends still live there. You know what I mean? Like it's just because you move away doesn't mean you can't care. I mean, what kind of like philosophy is that? We care about a lot of places that we probably haven't lived or anything like that. You know, so the simple fact that if you don't live here, you know, you don't have an opinion, that's just false. First of all, yeah, it's just false. You know, and I have a right to my opinion, and you know, like I said, my family and friends are there, so yeah, I'm always have something to say if I think that something is an injustice.
Exactly, and home. And where you're
Chester's home. Chester's always going to be home. You know, born and raised, Chester's home. And just because, like you said, people just move out. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. We always, you know, we always can go back home. We always go back home. But the main thing is, you know, we don't move out just because of just the move. You know, we go different areas, different things. You know, you move out to see other stuff.
Exactly.
You know, so it's nothing wrong with that. But you know, for people to have that concept shows how much people can really think
and how messed up it is.
How
messed up it is. Yeah.
Even having that thought, if you don't live in Chester, you really don't care about Chester. Like I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
exactly. And I agree with y'all with that because y'all know that was said to me, even though I'm like 5 minutes up the road in Brookhaven. I'm like, wow, is it really that? Oh, I'm gonna really speak on it even more now because, like y'all said, my family, friends is there. And then, like, listen, I'm in Brookhaven. I don't know who the hell the Brookhaven mayor is because I don't care. But I'm so invested in Chester politics and everything that's what I'm focused on. You know, that's the meetings that I attend and everything. Those are obviously the things that I'm discussing on Jermir with the journalism, which we'll get into shortly. That's the thing right there. You feel me? So I know like my opinions and my thoughts just in regard to all of that. Like number one, it's a beautiful thing to have like Chester pride, you know, and to be acknowledged and still love where you're from. And I had times where I had love-hate relationship with Chester, you know, like my father was murdered in the city of Chester, you know, and even though I can sit there and blame Chester for it, I'm not, because that was at the hands of someone who lived in Chester. But then I also understand that Chester is what made me, it's within me and everything, so to be the person that's kind of speaking out now, I always tell people it's literally God, because number one, even though I'm an opinionated person, I know I was really waiting, like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. This happening. This guy called our kids the N-word. This, that. Oh, y'all still elected him? Oh no, somebody, we gotta wake this up and everything. You feel me? And I remember us slowly but doing it, obviously at the radio station and everything. You feel me? Having those conversations with like Nike's family, talking about the government, and then even with Namira Ishmael family and everything, when they was trying to tell them that it was too soon for the protest and everything, like we was having those conversations and pushing the needle, So for me to be doing it in today's time, and the way that I'm doing it, because I also get that, oh, he's just talking about negative stuff. Nah, we are really in like a harsh reality, and I got to give it to you straight, no chaser, because for so long people been sugarcoating things, or they've been telling people, well, let's not try to go about it this way. Nah, like literally, I tell people all the time, if you want to support what I'm doing, that's fine, but I don't accept hush money. So if you're trying to give me money, I'm not going to take it. You feel me? So I'm real big on making sure that my content is going to be what it is, my content, and I'm going to, deliver it the way I want to deliver it, because I want the average person to understand it. Because sometimes people say they don't like politics because they don't understand it, or people talking in circles around the people and they really don't understand it. You feel me? So for me, it's to break it down and to try to do it in a good amount enough time where people can kind of consume it all,
Right,
so that's
right.
my goal with it and everything. So
and you're very passionate about this. You've always been this kind of person, though. That's the thing people don't realize. You've always been like this, so it's like seeing you do everything the great things that you're doing is normal to me. I'm like, this is Jermir, this is what he do, so but people that's not used to it, some people may take it as criticism, some other people may use it as maybe a different perspective. So, but this is what you love to do. This is your passion. So you can see it on your daily posts about different topics. This is what you love to do.
Exactly. For sure.
And I want y'all to know, and I'm sure y'all seen it, like I work this out in real time with y'all, with everyone. You get what I'm saying? Because when I first was doing it, Jermir the journalist, on do my research. Like I was working it out, the kinks out in public in real time, which led to my current slogan and everything. What I got that journalism, So I was like really feeling it out in real time and like, okay, let me just throw a little bit out there because I remember when I was working with Hollywood Unlocked, and at first I was upset when he kind of like took us out of our contract and because he went to go run for mayor in his hometown and everything.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so when he kind of was like, you need to go back to your hometown and do, make a change and get the support. At first, I'm like, what? Like, why? But I get it. You feel me? Because what he said was, if your hometown supports you, then you'll be able to go anywhere else and get support, So in hindsight, he gave me some of the best advice that I could have gotten because now I feel like this is actually because to me, I felt like, we did Ask the Court Returns. Then I went up here, when I say up here, like they started doing Hollywood Unlocked, but it was really like no build up, no in between. It was like going here, and then the part of me felt like I went there and I came down. But I needed to come down to basically be able to, again, touch my people and get that homebound support that I need. You feel me?
It's all about the adjustment. That's all it was. The adjustment.
Yeah,
that's all it was, Mary.
But you also like needed that experience too to know that you can still, get an audience here. I think that first of all, I think that Chester is a very tough crowd when it comes to gaining support and things because we're very, very, very. I don't want to be negative, but it's a very cliquey type of place. So, but I think that what you've been doing now with Jermir with the journalism, I think that you got everybody's attention, whether it's good attention, bad, negative, critiques, like you are making waves. And that's really what journalism is. Like, I think that is just bringing awareness to a situation or to whatever your cause is. And so you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. Thank you for that, and I do appreciate that because I know we're gonna move on real soon. But it's funny because I went to a city council meeting, right, and guess what? Even the white people knew me. I was like, oh, hold on, okay, this is even getting. Yeah, I was like, oh, working at Senator John, I think his name John Kane or something. And then there was an older white lady. She's like, oh my God, you're the journalism guy, and I was like, oh, okay. Even when I went to the recent community block party, like John, you commented like that was Darnell's mom. She was like, "Oh my God, I love you so much," and I'm so to myself. I'm like I'm an extroverted introvert. You feel me? So like I'm really to myself. So even the attention, it was overwhelming, but I appreciated it because I'm like, okay, this is what you asked for. So you got to be able to take what comes with it. Being recognized. Even at my job now, where I work in Chester now, and people literally coming in for orientation. Oh, I got some tea for you. I'm like, hold on, like this.
Hey yo,
world of his own. You feel me? So
wow,
that's the thing. Hopefully, if time permits it, we could review some more old clips and everything, and we can go from there. But for anyone that want to follow you on social media or just anything, plug yourself. Let me start with you, Chanel. Where can they find you and all that?
Well, I only have Facebook and Instagram. And my Instagram is iChanelJ, and my Facebook is my first and last name, Chanel Rory. I actually ended up, let me just say, I ended up getting off of X/Twitter. I deleted it way back when the man bought that thing. So I don't have anything else. So that's all I got. I don't have the clock app. I don't have none of that. That's just those two.
That's right, Chanel.
Yeah.
How about you, John?
Facebook, John Lebron. Instagram, Johnny L33. I switch my name all the time. Right. So and then you can follow me on my TikTok, Eagles Johnny B.
There we go. And then for me, you can follow me at Jermir 3_ on Instagram. You can also follow me on Facebook. I'm trying to get monetized. Jermir Caldwell. Follow me over there, please. And then of course, As the Coach Returns on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. You feel me? And also I'm not a journalist, but we'll be coming with more episodes soon once I, get everything situated over there. And then stay tuned for more Daily Jermir with the journalism. I am doing it locally on Facebook. I'm trying to create a more broader version of it for Instagram, kind of doing like, a little bit of pop culture or things like that, just so that them over there know what I'm talking about, So that's that for sure and everything. But again, Chanel, John, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Love y'all to death, and
love y'all too.
Fulfilling, and this is a full circle moment for me. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
love
I
you
love
guys.
y'all, man. It's nice seeing y'all.
Yes.
Chester, we love y'all too, Chester. We love y'all.
We critical, but we love you. It's from a place of love.
Right. We love you, even if it's from a distance.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you so much.